Tonight on Chips Talk Africa, two good friends, Niyi Adesanya and Niyi Adekunle, leadership experts known across Nigeria and in other countries, sit down with me for a fun interview where they talk about their friendship as well as the grace of God in their life that has brought about transformations in leadership in both Nigeria and outside Nigeria. Tonight on Chips Talk Africa. Hi there, welcome to this segment of your show. Like I told you in the introduction, my guests today are the two Niyis. I have with me Niyi Adesanya. He's the leader of Fifth Gear Plus. And I have with me also Niyi Adekunle. He's the leader of the Helpers House. These are men that has given their life to leadership development, mentoring others, as well as public speaking. Many are welcome to this program.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to be here.
You know why I decided to have the two of you? The last time you were here, and I had Niyi Adekunle just before I had, and it wasn't planned like that. I had him just before I had Niyi Adesanya, and Niyi Adesanya walked in as he was stepping off the stage, and
The fake before the real.
the fake before the real, if you like. He will probably contest that now. And the banter, the chemistry, they were fighting each other, but there was so much obvious friendship. I loved it, and I'm sure you're going to love it. But beyond this, these are men that have committed themselves to nation building. But before we get into nation building, gentlemen, why do you fight so much?
I think the case of Esau and Jacob.
It's for his health. I'm concerned about his health. I need him to laugh more. I need him to be more relaxed. So I guess we hit it off because we let out a lot of steam. Like I was telling some people, sometimes you get to the top, you're alone at the top. And then you don't find someone who is there to make you be natural and be real. Especially when you live your life with the title, Pastor this, Egmont this, and Doctor that. And then when you see somebody call you by your first name, it's kind of soothing, just feels natural. And then that's what we do with ourselves. And then I think we enjoy it. We enjoy it. At least we have not called ourselves to tell ourselves that, look, the way you spoke to me yesterday, I didn't like it. That means you're still enjoying it, and I'm enjoying it, so we'll see how far that goes.
Maybe we'll do that after this.
And the interesting thing is that you go everywhere. I've heard you say all kinds of things to each other, and I go like, these people.
More like he says about me.
So he's actually the tormentor.
Chief
you
tormentor.
are just bearing with him.
Chief.
You're bearing with him.
But the grace covers
The
me.
grace covers you. He needs grace to stop tormenting you.
No, but it's all right. Mercy is on his own side.
Mercy is on his own
Grace,
side.
mercy.
How long have you known each other? And where did you find each other?
I guess it's 1997 or 98,
Yeah, about
thereabout.
97.
Yeah.
So what happened? How did you cross each other's path? That's almost 30 years ago.
Do you want me
You
to
can
tell
tell
you?
them. I came to eat to my house.
He came to beg, for food.
I actually went to visit him. He wasn't there. I met his mom.
Was I home?
No, you were not home. You're a precious, very precious woman like that. Mother. And then she served us
Oh,
food.
God.
And I told you, he said I should say it. So we're eating and I couldn't finish the food. Then his mom came and said, you have to finish it. Then my boys, when they eat like this one is not even, this is not even enough. I said I was in for it. I had to finish that food. And she told us that, no, this one is nothing. When my boys are eating, so I was looking forward to seeing the boys.
To see who the boys are. Then Niyi appeared. Then you saw him.
No, we saw him later. Well, that was later.
Yeah, we saw
But I've been looking forward to this
Guy
boys.
that eats a lot.
Where are they? How did they look? But when I saw him, he was very...
You could see that he has eaten a lot.
It was showing in his body.
Okay, I won't say anything.
You know, the interesting thing for me is that two of you are also, you would contest it. I mean, you have a funny way of looking at it and saying, maybe we're not doing the same thing. But you are in this area of leadership development. You use your speaking abilities to train, impart. Was there a conversation? I know he was in ministry, you were in ministry, you were both pastors. Now you're public speakers and still pastors because both of you are still ministering time to time as pastors. How come the similarity, the I know there are different purposes, but the similarity, if you get me, I'm saying all those, adding all those clauses because I've heard you say, no, we're different.
Right.
But do you see the similarity I see?
Number one, it wasn't planned. I know some of the things he told me before he morphed into what he is now. I will not say that, should I?
No, don't.
But I think I think that's also why we are still friends, because it never planned, but like the Bible will say, deep calls to deep, and there's a way you just birds of the same feather. I think I need to change that. So even though we are different in so many ways, when it comes to values and the things we believe, we share a lot of things in common. So the application on the surface might be different, but right at the roots, the values are similar. So I call him a pastor with a covert pastor because he runs services. He just has a way of calling it, I wasn't smart enough to follow that model, he's taking that space, which is okay, but it's basically the same thing. And I think the courage to step out of pastoring. The funny thing was that he was even pastoring before I did.
Yeah.
I was in business. I came into pastoring, so we swapped. So it's also good to see that you can do similar things and it's different and nobody is disturbing anybody. And as for now, it's not very jealous. Not very jealous of me. Even though he said a few days ago that he wished they would kidnap me and they'll take ransom. But
well, that's business.
Nothing personal. Nothing personal about that.
But we are all doing the same thing. I want to get the same goal. So for me, that.
Nee, what's your take on it?
Well, we're good, but I would say it's the anchor of the relationship because it brings calmness to the whole thing. It brings forthrightness. Sometimes I could be very
mean.
No, not mean. I could be very, not in one place, But he brings the calmness. Sometimes I'm more of a fighter. I'm more of a I no go agree kind of a guy. And then he brings the calmness. When I call him, I say, calm down, boy, calm down. And then I love that about him. And not just that. And also, I think, I know that whenever I have a brain wave, he's probably one of the first people that I'll call. This is what I'm thinking about. What do you think? And then it makes it so easy for me to be able to share my vision and then my aspiration with him. So they could be crazy sometimes. But then it meets me at that crazy level. And then it brings in the logic into the inspiration. Sometimes you can be very inspired and not be logical. So it brings in the logic into the inspiration.
Wow.
I haven't said that about him, Sometimes he doesn't have respect for his elders. so I need to let him know that even if you look like you are the most, you are more intelligent or you are more cerebral, you're still elders. You need to pay.
You have to respect your elders.
I'm bowing publicly.
Daddy wa.
But I think people need to realize that Nee Adekunle is let me just say, he's an encyclopedia of knowledge. He's somebody that you can bounce things off. He has a consultant mind. He can see things that you probably are not seeing. I mean, on the surface, it goes deep. And then he's bringing out stuff and he's making you see the reality in the things that you're talking about, which is very, very valuable to me as somebody who is just most of the time out there trying to break new ground. Sometimes you break new grounds and you don't keep the ground that you're broken. And then he kind of brings that balance.
Stability.
Stability. Yeah, I like him for those reasons.
And there are other reasons why.
We'll
talk about that.
Sometimes it can be
a pain in the neck. No, what's obvious to me, and this is what I notice, is two men who complement themselves, who has found friendship in a way that they are free to even make fun of themselves. I think to come to a place where you can laugh at yourself, find somebody you can laugh at yourself with. Like, I see the kind of things you say to yourself sometimes, and to know that you never will pick up a phone to say, why did you say that about me? Because there's such it's like affirmation. It's like a mutual affirmation that I can be myself with this person. And I don't need to double guess if he's behind me or in front of me. This person is my friend. And I'm getting something from what you're saying, because right from the thing, let me say Niyi 1, Niyi 2. Don't get offended.
No. Niyi 1, Niyi 2.
Just say
Niyi
daddy
1,
me.
Niyi-
Just say daddy me.
Don't worry, you can go on. Just go ahead.
Everywhere, daddy me.
Yeah, no, I'm not okay with that. What do you mean? No,
He's
no,
not
I'm
okay with that. He's not that old.
No,
Can't you see how young he looks?
Interesting. I was saying you should use knee A. We are both knee A.
That's it. You're both
We are both Niyi.
It took
We're
me
both
a
Niyi
whi-
Ade.
It actually took me a while to go Niyi Ade. One is Sanya, one is Kunle. But it's almost as if the guys wanted to keep everything
Yeah.
No.
the
So-
same.
Until we parted after the idea.
You know, the fascinating thing for me is that both of you are in this space where there's this audacity that you believe that you can use this tool of speaking. I guess I'm trying to put it as simple as possible. I know it's a lot more than that, but speaking to change a nation. Niyi Adekunle talks about nation building. Niyi Adekunle Adesanya comes with the fact that you're building men. Where did
He's happy about that.
what
For not calling Adesanya very well. Don't mind him. Just go on.
what did I say? Did I say Ade?
No, it's
you
all
did
right.
well,
It's
you did well,
okay.
you did
It's just good. It's okay.
Okay. Both of you are in this conviction that you can do this with this tool. Where does this come from? Where does this conviction come from? I start with you, Niyi Adesanya.
Conviction, I think it's more about from God and then having a good mentor who also schooled you in that line, who believe in a new nation and then who preached it and then taught it to us several times. So I will cut the spirit from there. And then from there, you just believe that, look, the world was created by the word of God. So it can change also by the word of God. So everything that's happened to a human being starts by the word, spoken word, whether you're convinced or manipulated or coerced, it has to be by the word. It has to be by oratory power or whatever it is, communication basically. So if that can happen, and then choose a man's word, change the trajectory of a nation towards the negative, so it can be reversed also by the word. So that's why we believe that. And when we spend more time with the people, it's not just one-off thing.
Yeah.
You spend more time with the people, you run them through the process. They say that there's only 2% of the world's population of the country that can change the country.
Yeah.
If you can grab the 2% and then make them forthright and they have the ethics and the code to change the country, that they should be able to change the country. I don't know whether we have that 2% yet in Nigeria, but
It's a tough one, but
yeah.
we are getting there.
Getting there. It's that thing when he said about the word, the power of the word, because we have all these adages that say action speaks louder than word. Words are cheap.
Yeah.
You get where I'm going to.
but there are no actions without the word. It's the word
but
that triggers
I'm just being the advocate in the other direction.
That they say
where words
sticks,
are.
someone say sticks and stone cannot break me.
Yes.
Sticks and stone can break my bones, but words can't do me anything.
But yet words, like
Words
you said, have
can-
shaped everything.
Words have started wars.
I sat down and looked at Hitler, and I thought all Hitler had was words.
Oratory
The
power.
guy couldn't even do trench fighting.
Yeah.
In First World War, he wasn't such a good soldier. He wasn't such a good painter. He stayed on the streets of what's it called?
Austria.
Venice, trying to sell his paintings, but he could talk. And that talk, we know all that he did.
You see, Muhammad Ali was a phenomenal boxer. And one of the reasons was he could just box and he could talk. And Muhammad Ali would have weakened you with his words before he started.
Yes.
So we're not just talking about words. So look at Hitler. You spoke about Hitler now. So Hitler used words to rally the whole of Germany.
Yeah.
The person that started Hitler's downfall was, what's the name of that your guy?
Churchill. Words
He
also.
rallied words too. So it's the ability to mobilize with words. anyone that does not know the power of words and how to use words, the Bible will say death and life.
And the power of the tongue.
It's literal.
Yeah.
It's because we don't know how it is, whether it's Nigeria, whether it's Africa, whether it's anywhere. Why do politicians spend millions during campaigns for words and, whether written, whether on billboards or not? Because it shapes us. It shapes us. The first thing that God used to program man was words. After he created them, he said, and God blessed them and spoke words to program them. Words program us. So if we're going to change a life, we're going to change a nation, what words are we speaking? And most importantly, like he said, what are the values we are modeling with those words?
To the two Niyis, but I'll start with you, Niyi Adekule. This issue of the church, in the Igbo culture, the church is called Olokal. That's the word, that's the name. It means the house of talk, or the place they talk. It's just like the Christians were first called Christian in Antioch because the word were watching them and gave them that name. It wasn't, the word Christian came from the word on the church, and we accepted it. The word Oloka is accepted today by all Christians in Igbo land, but it literally means this is the place they meet to talk. And indeed, we talk in church. Most of the things we do is somebody stands in front of us and talks. If the words we speak have so much power, are we on track? Are we missing it somewhere in terms of shaping our nation? Or maybe do you think we're not intentional? You look at what I'm saying, going by the power of words and the revolution people like you are trying to bring about.
So, like Niyi said when he was talking about it earlier, it's not just about words. Words can also be empty. And when words are empty, people get tired. So Jesus, we call the living word. He said, listen, don't be like the Pharisees. They say all these things, but they don't do it.
Wow.
They don't do it. It's the doing part. So let's talk about him a little bit. He has this thing he calls the boot camp, the leadership boot camp. He said like 7-8 years ago. And I remember it was like an idea. He was talking about it. It was just talk. Talk. But action went behind it. Crazy action. I'm going to go to a hotel, one of the most prestigious locations for this thing. He did the first one, and we had about
7 now.
7 people.
No, sorry,
about
54 people.
Yeah.
54 people, yeah.
But it was the doing. It's one thing to say, there are so many people that have said, I would do this, but never did it. But it's the saying and the doing. The things that Jesus began to do and to teach. You see that if you read the Bible, doing goes with saying. Saying goes with doing. So if we are going to be people that will not just be people of words, our words must be supported with actions. I remember somebody said, how do you know a politician is lying? He said, when the mouth is moving. I said, that's interesting. He said, because every time the mouth is moving, nothing comes after it. And what that does is that it makes people wary of you. So if we become like that as Christians, all we just do is talk. We don't see action, then nothing comes of it.
Yeah, I think also just to buttress what he said, we need to also look at the words that we are saying, because they have to be the right words. Because every word spoken will elicit an action. And once the words are negative or on the wrong side, that means the action is also going on the wrong side. I think what is happening to the church today is the quality and the type of talk that is happening in the church. When you talked about it where you grew up, the kind of talk that was there was more about missionary, was more about building hospitals, taking care of people's health and everything. So the actions was geared towards that. After that, I think the kind of talk has been diluted in the church right now to the point that it's more about personal economics. People just trying to take care of themselves. You know, those days, I think it's the Protestant. They go to church to get the solution for the community.
Wow, that's true.
But now the community go to church to get the solution for themselves. So that's where it is. Where you see all the prayers, everything is more selfish, self-oriented. Sorry,
personal breakthroughs.
Personal breakthroughs. But I think that needs to change, where people are taught on how to be sacrificial. Christianity, I believe, is inconveniencing yourself a little bit to make the other person convenient. So, but those messages are not going on in the church, and that's why you see everybody just want to build their houses, want to go abroad and everything. So we need until that changes, because whatever conversation is happening in church is going to elicit a particular action. So until you change that conversation, then you can't change the action. So I think the pastors need to come to that. And that's one of the reasons why we're gathering them, and so that we can let them know, okay, this is the focus. This is what we expect you guys to be teaching these people. Because most of the things that we even say in church, for instance, the prosperity gospel, it's very funny that the prosperity gospel, as long as it has been preached, then you're wondering, when you look at the data and statistics, you're looking at how many billionaires speaks in tongues. I mean, talking about the Pentecostal side, how many billionaires speaks in tongues? The Judaism principles has produced so much billionaires. I think Israel has about 2 or less than 2% of the world's population, but they have 20% of the world's billionaires. 2% of the world's population, 20% of the world's billionaires. But you now look at the people who are speaking in tongues, and you're wondering, what is this prosperity gospel about? How many of our people that speaks in tongue has the capacity to draw such wealth? And if they draw such wealth, what is it for? I was telling people, I think we're having that conversation, that it's most of our money are not agenda driven because the teachings are not agenda driven. They're more selfish oriented. And until that changes, then the action that you get in church will not be impactful on changing the nation or changing the community. And then that's where the pastors, I believe they will listen to this and they're now doing what needs to be done.
We'll talk about your pastor's think tank in a minute, but I just want to summarize what I'm hearing. What I'm hearing from you is this: words indeed have powers and have consequences, but there can be empty words. If that word is fake, it's not backed with a life, with a power, with an action. There can also be words that are purposeless because the direction is leading you is the self-focus. And I think it reminds me of the fact that the center of the message of the gospel is the cross. And Jesus came and gave himself for us. And when you remove the message of the cross from everything we're trying to communicate, we end up having a gospel that is powerless to do that nation transformation we want it to do. You get what I mean? That power of the cross, that's not me, not my will, but your will. Not what will amass my own benefits, but what can I do for the glory of God to bless everybody. And I'm not just called to be blessed, I'm called to be a blesser. And all of that comes from that thing of the cross. The fact that he went and gave himself up on the cross. And we're losing some of that because all the focus is going to what can you do to make yourself, yourself, the center of all the benefits. Let's talk about what you do in your pastor think tank. I know 2 of you are going to be in one of the pastor think tank organized by you. And
I'm organizing it. He's speaking there.
He's speaking there. He said you forced him into it. He said he actually just drove past down the road and saw his pictures there. You've not even seen it.
I just saw it. I said
that's the kidnapping he talked about.
Why will you put
that's the kidnapping. He has kidnapped you into his program.
The unfortunate thing is I'm the one paying.
Excuse me. Pay me.
Tell me about the think tank. What do you do with pastors there? What's the goal and what happens in those?
He turns their brains.
I think before I even get there, you were saying something about the cross, the cross. In as much as the cross is the focus, but I always look at it, if Eve did not eat the apple, would there be a need for the cross? I don't think
That's
so.
That's a mystery. Huh?
Yeah, there won't be a need for the cross because there was no need for
redemption.
Atonement or redemption. Because I think we Christians will miss it. Somebody said we're created to win souls. I don't think so. I think we're created to have dominion. Genesis 1 and Genesis 2. And we are focused so much on salvation that we're forgotten about taking responsibility over the earth. After the cross, what's next? After the cross is supposed to take us from Genesis 3 back to Genesis 1 and 2, where the original mandate, let us create man in our own image, after our likeness, let them have dominion. In other words, let them have responsibility over the earth. So after we've given our life to Christ, then what is the next thing? We need to have that dominion. It's all about salvation, but I believe salvation is a means to an end, not the end. But most Christians have taken salvation to be the end. But dominion, responsibility over the earth, that's the end. And then that is one of the reasons that we put the program together,
Yeah, talk a
the
bit
think
about
tank,
that,
so
yeah.
that we can now start taking people back. Don't just win souls. Don't just to win souls. You have to win souls, but after you've won the souls, what are they going to do? Are they going to take responsibility over the culture? Are they going to take responsibility over the narrative that is happening in the world? And I think we shared this. I think in Ezekiel 11, if you read the Message translation, talking about 25 guys, God was talking to Ezekiel about 25 guys, Message translation, that these guys have vowed. They said that we are the one that write the script of sin in the city. We determine what happened in the city. And in verse 4, God told Ezekiel, preach against them. That's one of the things that we see happening here. Christians get born again, they give their life to Christ, and they feel that's the end of it, we're all going to heaven. But not realizing that on some people who are writing the script, and those people who are
Affecting the culture.
affecting the culture, affecting the discussion, the narrative, and these guys are boastful, according to what God said in Ezekiel 11. They said, we are the choices.
We own the land.
And
We
just
own the land.
25,
25.
alluding to what he said, that is always a small percentage
Of people.
that control. So we don't need everybody. So what we are saying that where pastors every Sunday sit down, let's say Nigeria, across Africa, sit down in front of millions of people. What are you telling them? What are they saying? And what are they doing based on what you are telling them? Now, the cross is important, but it didn't end there, because if it's all about the cross, once we give our life to Christ, we should be zapped out of this place. But he leaves you here. He leaves you here to do what he wanted to do. Take the earth back. Take the earth back. Jesus said, I'm your minister as one that serves. And he said, he that wants to be the best of you, you want to lead, serve. Serve them with what? God has given you abilities. You are serving with this. You are serving with this. He is serving with his platform. All of us are called. I have my platform. And that's what God is saying. Listen, I'm not taking you out here. Use this to change the narrative. Now, he can come and say, listen, so when you see him come as the HNIC is head nigger in charge, of that stuff. So he comes in there, he can be throwing his weight around, which is African style, throwing his weight around, I'm the one and all that. You won't see him there. There was a program a couple of weeks ago, and don't get too happy with this now. I said, you saw him there, he could have been sitting down at any point. He was there carrying chairs with t-shirts, with everything and all that. I said, you see, people don't get this about him. I said, so people can see his meetings and see billboards and see that. I said, you're missing it. That's why he wins.
The servant.
He understands the service thing. He's serving here, nobody is seeing it. And that's the concept. So people see, that's the concept we want to bring to this thing. That listen, yes, you can dramatize this, which is good, but there are values that push these things. And these are the values that the cross teaches us. So Jesus is giving his life to show us that, listen, one of the major values of leadership is sacrifice. So we come into this think tank room because Africa, there is a leadership madness where you serve me, you are here for me, everything's about me. He spoke about it. This personal breakthrough, I've arrived. And because I've arrived, you must look up to me. There's another parable in one of the few parables in the Old Testament. I think it's in Judges 9. It's a parable about these trees. And they went to meet the olive tree. He said, no, I'm too busy, I can't do this. The most jobless tree there.
The shrub.
He said, come and
bow on that.
That's why Africa is failing. That's why most systems are failing, because in our head, that's what leadership is all about. So when it comes to the think tank, we're saying that, listen, if we are going to change the narrative in our society, beyond our church, you can have whatever you want to do. This is how it's going to go. It's going to be counterculture, but we are going to win ultimately. And I told people there, I said, that's what you see him doing. Forget about this whole thing. That's what you see him doing.
So it's a remodeling, like he jokingly said, but that's actually what you guys are working towards, rewiring.
Oh, definitely.
Rewiring. It's like the Bible talks about renewing our mind.
Yeah.
So it's intentional to renew the minds of leaders. And what have you noticed? I mean, we are not in the trenches with you as you do this. What are the things that you found encouraging? I'll start with you, I'll come to him. That you found encouraging as you look at the feedbacks that you get, not just in the pastor's think tank, across board in this your quest, both in the marketplace, in the church, and everywhere, to use this grace of speaking to change the narrative. What are some encouraging things you've seen?
The results. Yeah, results. is what I'm change
looking.
lives, change businesses, even some pastors now having the right message. We said something about talk will elicit action.
Yes.
But it depends on the kind of talk.
Yes.
So now the messaging is different. Is more gospel like. It's more sacrificial. And then we see the tremendous result in the lives of the people. And then even your own personal life, people walk up to you and tell you this, and you see them grow.
Wow.
And then what we're looking at, what we're talking about now is a 20-year journey. It's not just 2 weeks or 2 months. It has taken time. It's not 2 years. It's taking time for us to build these people over time. And then when you see the result, when you see people's life change, you're happy, you're glad, you're so looking forward to doing more. It costs a lot of money to do it, but then, when you talk to people and they encourage you, you want to dig in deeper. I think that's one.
That was beautiful.
So this is 2025.
Yes.
So you look back about how many years ago? Maybe let's look at 1999 when we started this new circle of politics. You knew where the country was. You knew where the church was. And you look at it today and you are seeing people who you could not even hear their names in the last 10, 15 years. And they are beginning to shape the narrative, not just in Nigeria, all across Africa, and sometimes there's some across the world too. And you begin to believe that, let me go prophetic, there is something about the season for Nigeria and Africa. There is something about the season for the church. And there seems to be an alignment of, if I can use the word, the tools, technology, the culture and all those things, that as people are beginning to work together, you are seeing these things happening. You are beginning to see pocket of changes. Even the fact that we can say, before we didn't know right and wrong, the fact that we can say, now this is wrong, that's part of the change. Before we just didn't know what was right and what was wrong. But now we can say, oh, this is wrong. Before, everybody believed that to thrive in this country, to do well economically, you had to be from some of government or do things that are crazy. But like you said, we've been doing this in a couple of years, decades. And you're not hungry, not stealing anybody's things. So there's hope that, listen, you don't have to be in government. You can do these things. You can be hardworking.
Can innovate.
You can be innovative. And you can, over time, build something that is enviable. And you see that not just in Lagos, you can see it across the country. You can see in different parts of Africa. So it gives hope. It gives hope that, listen, and let me say, it's not just even among the Christians, because when we shape the culture, anything in that place prospers. I remember what the late Archbishop Benson Idahosa said. He said, how do you lift a boat in the harbor? He said, you don't need to lift one boat, just fill the harbor. And all fill the water. Everything. So as we are changing the narrative, the culture and everything within that thing moves up. And so we're seeing that gradually.
That's wonderful. I love what you people are doing, and also the audacity, because some of those things were, right now there are a lot of people doing some of those things, but in the very early stage, there weren't a lot of people doing this. And I know that I've heard feedbacks from different quarters how there was a lot of pioneering work you guys did. And let's go back as we round up back to friendship. And what would you say? What would you say if you look at this? For someone going out there and saying this is beautiful, this is beautiful. These two guys lifting heavy stuffs but staying real with each other. What would you say are the key things you've learned about friendship? Not just what you gain, but key indicators you tell somebody else. If you're building something like this, watch out for this, do this. I know there's humility here.
Let him go first.
So honestly,
he needs to go first, so I will know how to respond.
You'll be his examiner. Whatever he does, you bring it and...
No. It depends on the kind. It depends on the amount of bullet he shoots
you.
Me.
There you go.
Get ready. You know you are wearing bulletproof. So the first thing is to understand that nobody has it all. And you must be candid enough to yourself to say that I don't have it.
Wow.
Believe me, there's something I can never compete with him. He is Lord and Master, Daddy.
He knows it.
He gets it. I just tell him, sort it out. That's his problem. I won't even bother about it because he's good at it.
Yeah.
And I can't even bother. I'm not bothered. Their relationship and contacts I have, I know they're better for him than for me. And that's not the problem. And I think it starts with, you're just vulnerable. Understanding that, listen, nobody can do it all. Even Jesus, when he came, he said, after everything, he said, I came to preach the gospel to the poor. He asked me, he said, this perfume you are giving, you can't give it to us. I said, this poor, you always have with them. I can't finish everything. Understand you can't do it all. Yoruba will say, Oju orun teyefo, can all thrive in our own thing. Then understand that you can truly appreciate people. Niyi is courageous, man. He is daring. Sometimes he's choking him. But I respect that. I'm not as daring as he is. He's also a bully. You know, there are times he just say to me, you know, I remember I was somewhere once and I was on the high table. And this is me. I normally stand up to greet people. He just came to whisper to me. Stop standing up to greet everybody. Sit down. You are too humble. There was a day I got so angry. Somebody told me this, I was angry, and I called him. I said, listen, I told this person, and this person told me, you know what he told me? This was my friend. He said, because you are stupid. He said, you are stupid. I keep telling you this and that. And believe me, I appreciated it. Guess what? It's never happened again.
Yeah, because he told you what
because
to
he
do.
told me. And I've learned that. And I think it's important you are able to learn from people and not be into this crazy competition. I learned that in Tulsa years ago, T.L. Osborne, Oral Roberts, and Kenneth Hagin lived in the same block. And these guys were moving things all around the world. They were not fighting. They lived in the same block, do meetings together, and everything was okay. Kenneth Copeland has a book, The First 40 Years. I was reading that book a couple of years ago, and I found out that Oral Roberts started the university. Guess who came to dedicate it? Billy Graham. And they were like contemporaries. They're both evangelists. Just like one was an evangelical, the other was but it wasn't, and nobody's dying. You know, so I think if we can have that, and like we say, we eat together, we fight together. I know it doesn't look like it. We pray together. We
need to fight. We have not fought.
We can abuse each other. You know,
no, that's not that. As long when I abuse you and you're still laughing, that's not fight.
Okay, we can start.
You want him to cry?
No, there should be a fight. We should look forward to one, but we should just make up our mind that we'll make up before it gets to.
What's your own take on it? What are the things that make for this lasting? Something that has gone on for almost 30 years now.
I think for me, you know, they always say that the proof of love is given. I don't think so. I think the proof of love is sacrifice. So friendship without sacrificing is way off. It can't last. So every one of the parties, everyone must be able to sacrifice at the point in time. You know, okay, this is not convenient for me. I can't do this, but you must be able to do it because of the commitment that you have towards the friendship. And then there's a lot to gain from Niyi. There's a whole lot to gain from Niyi. I may be sorry, I was going to say the loud one, but I may be the talking one. But Niyi is, like I said earlier on, is a stability factor. Is you just need him in your corner. You need him in your corner. You need him there because so many people come to meet you and tell him how evasive or how stubborn or how what's the word now? Dodgy I could be. How dodgy I could be. Okay. And then it comes to meet me, they're saying this. I say, who are the people? Let me know them. Give me their names. No, because if he gives me their names, I will be able to tell him point by it happened though, it didn't happen though. Do you understand? Because I know that if I tell him, doesn't mean he would hang me out or hang me and put me out to dry and everything. He would just know, okay, we need to fix this. But then friendship like that is very important for me when it comes to him. I think right now, so that his head does not get too big, I think he stands out amongst all my friends right now. I mean, he's my first go-to person. Yeah. But no, I just need to round up. But then it could be.
You need to find something that is bad.
He's looking for a salvo.
I'm looking for a word, but I can't just say it on TV. But let me just say it. It could be stupid at times.
You know what I love most? What I love most as I listen to you, it's the mutual appreciation. The ability to see, I need this person. This person brings this value to my life. Because we humans have a way of taking people for granted. Even those we're benefiting from until they're gone. But to see two people who've been around for a long time, constantly able to say, hey, this guy brings value to my life. I've seen you play that. We're going to wrap up this
and
year.
And his strength is internal. He is mentally strong. And I pull a lot from his mental strength. is mentally strong.
I love the
Vegetable.
mutual compliments. Let's
That's
wrap-
after stupid.
No, edit the stupid.
Leave it there. I don't care.
Listen, I'm going to give each of you a chance to say a last word. Look into the camera and whatever you want to say, because I'm not going to put words into your mouth. Whatever you want to say as your last word, and then we'll wrap this up.
Not about
Okay. My daughter taught me this, so disclaimer. My last daughter taught me this. Her name is Adeluba. She was teaching me these songs. So Ani said, she said, it's some, I can't quite remember the guy that sang it. He said, "Is lonely at the top, money on my
Lonely,
mind,"
lonely.
something like that.
And
Money on
that's
my,
okay. That's a shake.
okay, good. Believe me, for me, it's not lonely at the top. As long as you take people along.
Yeah.
You take people along, and people that you can be real with. I think vulnerability is not a weakness. You're not supposed to do it with everybody, but you should have those people that you can be very vulnerable with. And I think for me, it has helped. It's still helping. You can't do it alone. Find some good friends. You will need them. It's not good to eat alone. It's have good friends, have wonderful friends, great values that you can share life with together and do great things with together. So whether it's in your life as a person, your family, your organization, church, ministry, or a nation, it works.
Oh, wonderful.
Good. I think I'll just.
Can you beat that?
No, I can't. Nii is in the world of his own. I can't beat that. So that's why I will not talk along that line. I'll just speak straight to national development.
Yes.
I think it was Patrick Monier, a former senator of the United States of America, that actually explained this better when it comes to development. He said it is the center conservative truth is that it is culture and not politics that determines the development of a nation.
Wow.
So he now went on to say that, but the central liberal truth is that politics can work on culture and deliver culture from itself. So anybody wants to develop, whether individual development, company, or nation, your focus should be on the culture. And we all know what the culture, the values, that the belief system, the norms of doing things. So as we move around trying to change the nation, trying to change individual, we need to figure out what kind of culture governs their life, what kind of culture governs the community. So our focus and our attention has to be there. You need to see, are there things that we need to drop in the culture? Are there things that we need to fix? Are there things that we need to encourage people to keep doing? Because if the politics can work on culture and deliver culture from itself, that means we have to pay attention to that. And then the conservative truth and the liberal truth. Then you see the Republican and the Democrat, and you see what drives them based on that quote. It's about the culture. And that's what we're trying to do to the best of our ability to make sure that we change people's mindset, we change people's orientation, and then we give them the right value to live by.
Wonderful. What a beautiful note to end this on. I've been talking to the two Niis. Nii Adekunle.
The real Nii now, the real Nii now. He's the real Nii now. I give it to him
He's
on
after-
TV.
We start with you being the real Nii.
Don't worry, I give it to him. I give it
He
to him.
has paid you enough compliments.
I have no problem.
He has paid him enough compliments
I
to
dash
earn it. He's no longer that
I give it to him. No. It's Daddywa. Daddywa. The real name.
We need to land this year. I've had such a nice time with the two Niis.
Thank you very much.
Nii Adekunle and Nii Adesanya. And this wonderful work they do in changing culture, changing nations, and bringing the kingdom to bear. Thank you so much for what you do.
Thank you so much for your
I'm
time.
so grateful for what God is continually using you to do. And may He continue to enlarge you. And I want to thank everybody who joined us this week. Thanks for joining us. Hi there, and welcome back from that interview. I hope you were blessed. Now, before we go, it's just a week before our movie comes to the theaters in South Africa. If you're in Joburg, if you're in Durban, we have good news for you. Our feature film Treasure Hunt is coming to the theaters, and you don't want to miss it. It's an exciting Christian film. There is action, there is a thriller, there is suspense, but there's a gospel in it. There's a story of redemption as God transforms the life of people. Muzi Ntabela, who you know is also a believer, and I've interviewed him on this show. He plays a key part in the film, and here is his invitation to you.
Hello, my name is Muzim Tabela. I play a very bad guy on Treasure Hunt. Please make sure that on the 17th of October, you go to Killarney Mall to watch Treasure Hunt. If you're in Durban, please go to Suncoast Casino. It's a beautiful movie. It's a South African story. It's a story of redemption, but it's beautiful. Please just do the right thing. Go and watch the movie.
You don't want to miss this film. Join us if you're in Durban or you are in Joburg. See you next week. Please like this video and leave a comment below. Let's know what you think. And don't forget to subscribe and click on the bell button and share this video with somebody else.